Okay, guys, so I'm back at it in the garden. So I thought I'd get out the seed book and we'll see what we're going to try. So we got about, let's say, about a week. So about 75 days. Which I should be able to do watermelon, pumpkins. Pumpkins I should have planted 2 weeks ago, but I was on vacation. That's why you guys only saw a bunch of shorts and one video. So we already know we can do cantaloupe. The other thing I might try to put, could try radishes. 21 days till maturity on radishes. We tried those before, didn't have such good luck with those, but I'd like to try them again because I do like radishes. What was the other thing I was going to try? I think I might like to try Brussels sprouts. The only problem with those is it's 100 days to maturity. So we'd be cutting it kind of close because we'll run right into November. But I don't think that'll be a problem because, like I said, we have a longer growing season here because we're so far south. But the other problem is, so as you can see, the sun is down here now. So we do have we get much less sun on the high end of the garden. I'm actually shocked. The corn is actually doing really, really well. I do need to stake this one up. Just one of them is falling over. So we're going to need to stake that up. But all in all, things held up pretty well without us being here. The basil and the basil and peppers aren't looking so hot down at this end, but this is the hottest end of the garden, so they get a lot more sun this time of year than as previous, because in the early part of the summer it's the high end, or I don't know if that's northeast or southwest, but the high end of the garden usually gets the majority of the sun. So it's kind of flip-flop right now because we're going out of the end of summer. So it's going to start cooling down here, which is good. I think everything could use a break around here. So I've got somebody playing around in my pot there, which is fine. I don't really care. I guess I'm going to leave these flowers alone and see what happens with those. The strawberries are doing okay. I do have some that are close to harvest, but they're really tiny. So again, and of course, this one is close to maturity and something already got it. So I think we'll leave that down in the pot. Let them finish that one. I don't know if these get red or not, and that one's got something going on with it. But they did all right. I mean, I'm just not pleased with them as the garden goes. So let's see what else we have here. So the corn's already going. It's doing okay. 80 days to maturity on the Romas. Butter crunch lettuce. I thought I do have some zucchini. Some peas, parsnips. Winter squash. Now, winter squash is 85 to 100 days, but that does better in the cooler weather. So that's another potential we could get in the ground. I think that's about it. The rest, I think those are marigolds and nasturtiums. Squash. Let's see what the squash is. I wouldn't mind having some more squash because that was pretty good, actually. I think we could get, yeah, this is 55 days to harvest, but I don't want to get too many vines going. So let's do this. Let's, for fun, and for fun, let's go to, I want to do, where is it? No, it's gone. Where'd it go? I want to try, here we go. Pumpkins. I know it's kind of close, and I want to try some watermelon. Now, this is a sugar baby watermelon, I think, but it's a seeded variety, so we'll see how that goes. I don't really care, seeded or unseeded. I'll eat it anyways. So I think what we'll do is, I've got this small pot. I got to get back into cameraman mode here. So I got the one small pot here, one small pot here. I'm thinking what I'll do is, I want to put maybe the pumpkin in there, put 1 or 2 vines in there, 1 or 2 vines of watermelon in here, and we'll get rid of this. So this is, we still got some of this in here. God, I thought I got all of it out, but I guess not. It is like a weed after all, so yeah, there we go. I think there's still some down there, but that's all right. If it comes back, it comes back. I'm not going to be too concerned with it. Oh, it does smell good though. Goodness. So I think what I should do first is I need to get at that corn stalk down there. I think what we'll do is, let me go grab a couple of these ties. Actually, I'm just going to grab the bag just in case. We'll grab a couple of these $1,000 Chinese ties. We'll grab a couple of these. And I do have those longer poles in there. Will help guide this guy up. Now, those stalks on these ears of corn are probably double the size of what we had on the previous ones. There we go. And they definitely look a little better. So I want to prop this guy up. Try and get him growing upright instead of laying over. Hopefully we'll put 2 of these on, maybe 1 here and 1 just above that. I didn't think about that. That way they won't slide down. So that should help keep him propped up. Whatever's digging in there, I guess they're done. They got what they wanted out of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 stalks of corn left, which is fine. I mean, the other ones did good, and we had them too far apart to pollinate each other. So hopefully this will work a little better. Like I said, I think I'll leave the flowers alone. And first things first, I want to put a little bit of stuff in here. What one is this? You know what I did forget? Thought I had some worm castings. I guess not. I would have put them over there already. All right. You're not helping much here. Dear Earth Sciences, please make resealable bags, for God's sake. All right, so I have some blood meal and some bone meal. We're going to put a little bit of this in there. We're also going to put a little bit of lime in there. And then we'll mix that up a little bit. We want to get this hopefully right. And then the one thing I did learn I think part of my problem with fruit is I was putting, like the potatoes, I put high level. The outside number I put high level of fertilizer instead of. I'll put a little bit in that. I want to put a little more of this on the peppers. So it looks like the ants have come back a little bit over here. Not much. And I think what we'll do is, I don't even know what this is. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. And we'll put it in here. Put a little in there. I don't think the raspberries are gonna do anything. I think I did that wrong. So next year we'll take a stab at that again, because I really would like some raspberries. So we'll dump a little of this in. I don't need a lot. I'm just gonna put 2 seeds of each in here, and then we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna give each of these, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do here. I want to try beets. Give everything a little bit of food since I've been gone. Good gravy. Yeah, we'll give these guys some stuff. Why not? I'm going to give the corn some more bone meal. Help it keep growing upright. And then I'm also going to give it because they're growing, so it's going to feed heavy. I didn't put any lime down there. We're going to put a little lime down there, just a little bit. There we go. And oh, I put blood meal down. I meant to say blood meal. So we're gonna give it a little blood meal, a little bone meal for everything. Gonna go a little heavier on that with the corn because it's getting up there. So there we go. I want it to fruit better than some of the other stuff. So these things here, we're gonna mix this in a little bit. I'm not gonna put any extra soil in there, but I am gonna cover. I'm gonna put some more straw down. We'll get that. We'll get that covered up. I'm still going to feed these guys just in case. They might pop up next year. I don't know. Who knows? Let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. All right. The only thing I didn't bring with me was, hang on one second. Helps when you bring all the right tools out to begin with. So we're just going to mix this stuff up a little bit. I really shouldn't have put those in there while I was doing that, but whatever. All right. So the soil's really dry because we really haven't had much rain. So we will definitely water these in. I want to get this old straw down to the bottom. There we go. Actually, I should be able to get the rest of this out. There we go. Get rid of that. I got a little spider friend living in here. I'm gonna let him go best as possible, but if his cobwebs are in my way, they're going. I don't mind spiders. I like spiders because they eat all the bugs. I just don't like the cobwebs. There we go. Get that all turned up. And we'll go do the same in those other 2 buckets. I really want to try beets. I think we're going to try beets. Get this turned over. I'm just basically going to turn this over, get this lime, gypsum, whatever it is, mixed in with the, as well as the fertilizer, right? And then, oh, it looks like I had something growing there. I don't know what that is. What is it? It looks like it might have been an onion. I don't know. You know what? Let's put that little booger back in there. Find out what it is. Oh, that basil smells really good too. I'm not real pleased with this basil plant. It doesn't look all that healthy. There's something going on with it. I might just take that out of here. So just the pots I'm working in. That's all I'm going to stir up today. I think we're going to take this out because it's not looking real healthy. Definitely smells good, but it's just not looking healthy. There's a lot of dead, dying, and brown stuff on there. The other ones look great. So we'll put that over in the pile there. And we should be about ready. These seeds in. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. Get turned over a little more there. All right, flatten this out a little bit here. There we go. This one looks good. We're gonna leave whatever that is growing. It's growing. I'm not sure what it was, so we'll leave that one be. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe it'll be something edible that we like. Maybe it's just a weed. All right. I should have took a picture of it. Now that I got 2 phones, one for recording and one all my other stuff. Now let's move that over there. There we go. Okay. Get over there so I don't step on you. All right. So let's try. I think we tried these pumpkin seeds once before. And I want to say we actually got something out of it. All right. So we're going to put one over here. Pat it down. Then we'll put one over there. Pat it down. Then we'll put one of these. It'd be nice if these things grow quickly. Sometimes you get away with that in plants. Like these are just suggested. Growth times. So that doesn't mean it's not going to grow faster. So like this one's 75 to 90 days. So 75 to 90, and this one's 85 to 100. So they may be done before that time. We'll see. All right, so we got the 2 pumpkins in, and we got 2 watermelon. So we're going to put these back in the old book. And then, you know what? Why don't we just do... So we know the onions will grow. Just didn't... We kind of grew it like It was weird. I think we just need to, oh good God, come on, man. Why is the one page is always bent over? And it's funny because the book sits flat. So why it's doing that, I don't know. Okay, so we'll put radishes now. Let's just try that. I want to try carrots next year. Let's try one of these. All right. So I pulled some radishes out, pulled some onions out, 2 different types. I got sweet Spanish yellow, Utah jumbo, and Walla Walla. If nothing, the Walla Walla will overwinter, is what I'm understanding. Oh, the one I didn't get was beets. Beets. Need the beets. Because we do want to try beets. Not sure where they are. Oh, let's try one. You know what? One winter squash. What the heck? I know we could probably do. Out there, the beets are. I'm gonna try a couple of these. Because again, I just want to see what'll grow, and if it grows in time, great. If it comes up and it's growing, then that's something maybe for next year. So let's see what we got here. Come on, cooperate just a little bit today, please. Thank you. There we go. Let's see how big these seeds are. Now, these are 60 to 65 days, so these should have plenty of time to grow. And, you know, it's cooling down now, so, ooh, these are tiny little seeds. All right. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to try and put a row of like 3 here, so it has enough room to grow. And then what we'll do is I'll put one back here, and we'll put one here, one here. That should give them plenty of room. And then what we'll do here, okay, the beets are done. We're going to close that up. What we'll do here is we'll take on the middle side, in the middle here on this side, one side, we're going to take and put the Walla Walla onion. So these get pretty big if I'm not mistaken. So what we'll do is we'll put maybe 2 or 3 in there. I forget, I think their seeds are really, really tiny. Yeah, so we'll put, I got 3 seeds in my hand. They are so tiny, guys. So let's do this. Let's put one here, one here. That's a good gap between them. And I'll put one over here. So that's a good gap right there. Then I'm going to take the squash, and I'm going to put the squash right here in the front. So these 2 are done. I didn't do any more with those. Push this back over here. So let's do, actually, what if we do, maybe we'll do 1 squash in this bucket and 1 squash in this bucket. See how that goes. Again, I just really want to see if they'll grow. And most everything that I put in so far has grown. The only ones I didn't have any luck with were radishes. What is going on here? This thing is sealed. That's what you get when you buy a bulk pack. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to start looking at some of the old seed companies that we used to use as kids. So I'm going to put 1 in here, That one might have been a little deep, but that's okay. It should be all right. Put one in here. Everything here is going to get straw covered. All right, in this pot, we're going to put some more onions. These are the sweet Spanish onions. Boy, they are tiny seeds. Ooh, are they tiny? There's about 5 there. We're just going to kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the radishes, again, these are tiny, tiny seeds as well. We're just going to do a little row and a little row. Well, kind of, mosquitoes are horrible this year, guys. Absolutely horrible. And 5. There we go. And we're just going to gently cover those back over. Want to pat it down. Make sure that the seeds are feeling the earth pressed against them. Right, there we go. Okay. Now the only thing left to do is get the straw out. We'll cover them up with straw. And this is probably going to be the only video this week. Just before I went on vacation, I ended up getting kind of sick. So, and I'm still not feeling 100%. So we're just going to cover this with straw. That was going to help keep the water in, right? Retain that water so it doesn't get too dried out. And then I'll be back out tomorrow to water. Well, I'm going to water today too, but I'm going to try and come out a little more frequently and water. Hopefully, the rotten animals won't be digging in this. I'm going to leave that one uncovered. Just going to cover these up. I thought this bag was going to last me a couple seasons, but if we keep planting like this, that's not going to last more than this season. This bag's almost gone. It was a pretty big bag, but we should have some left for next year. Just going to cover these up. One, to keep the weeds down, although surprised actually that we don't have any weeds coming up in these, believe it or not. We don't need a thick layer of this. It just needs to be about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, maybe a little more, but yeah, you don't need a ton of it. And then when we're done this year, all we're gonna do is we're gonna bury this, or leave it actually for the over winter. And then when we come back out in the spring, we're just gonna literally mix it in to the soil that's already there. And if we need to add soil, we're gonna add soil, but should do pretty well with what we have. So I think there we go. I don't think I need, maybe over here. This pepper plant's got huge, but there's no peppers growing on it. Just put a little around that pepper plant. Maybe these guys will get a little bit too. What the heck, why not? Just a little bit. Can't hurt. We don't have any weeds growing in there, but that will help keep the moisture in the pots. And I'll put a little bit more on that corn because some of that got dug up by the animals. There we go. Let's get that covered a little bit more. I do have a pot down here I think I'm just going to leave those for now. Going to stick with what we've already got in the ground and see what happens with that stuff. So, next on the agenda, let's give these guys a little drinky drink. There we go. Get some of the straw off me. Somebody was using my hose. Why would they would do that? I don't know. So give these guys some water too. That plant, like I said, is doing pretty well. We don't want it to die. We're going to use some of that basil. Hopefully, I'm hoping for the end of the season, I'm going to get a dehydrator or something that I can use for dehydration. Because I'd like to take some of that basil, dry it, put it in a jar. We're just going to water all this stuff in. The dianthus is doing really well. Those flowers look really good. And then we'll find out what that little seed or seedling or whatever it was. We'll find out what that is. Hopefully in I don't know, about a week's time. Start coming up. It looks like it might have been an onion. It could have been garlic though. None of the garlic pushed through because I think I planted too much around it. They are root plants, and with all the stuff that was going on, I think it just killed off the garlic. So, lesson learned for next year. I do want to try and get my own garlic. A little heavy watering, that should do it. Like I said, we haven't had much water. Haven't rained much. As opposed to when we first started the garden, we were getting so much rain, it was swamping the plants. Now I go on vacation and we get nothing. That's when I really needed the water. So yeah, so I'm not going to do a second video this week, guys. I'm just, again, like I said, when I left to go on vacation, I wasn't feeling great. Went saw all my doctors, and I was taking cold medicine the whole time. I definitely don't want any trees growing in there. Give these guys a little water too. I don't know how much was in the base of these. These pots, the white ones, have a thing in a base that has a well in it. So there could have been water in there. I'm not 100% sure. This foxtail that I got, not going to do that again. Didn't see one flower on it. A lot of disappointed in that. This corn, some water. Like I said, guys, these stalks right now, they're probably twice the size of the stalks at the end of the corn's life from this season. And I do want to keep, even the soil that doesn't have anything in it, I want to keep some moisture on it. We need the microbes to grow. I need to keep that stuff going. So we're going to water those two. I'm going to keep watering these raspberry bush plants, bushes, whatever you want to call them, with the hopes that next year they'll do something. If not, I learn from my mistakes. We'll get new ones and we'll try it again. I think the problem was I was supposed to soak them for like a day or two in water. Basically, hey, wake up, it's time to grow. And I didn't do that. So, that said, I probably created the problem myself. and didn't do what I was supposed to. Or could have just been the plants. But we'll see. Again, it's fun to try. If we can get it to grow, we get it to grow. If we don't, well, maybe we don't grow it next time. But I would like to get some raspberries, some fruits I can get myself. I do enjoy raspberries. Again, we used to grow raspberries back when I was a kid. And we usually get enough that we could resell some of them and make a little money at our little farm stand. So I'm surprised these tomatoes lasted, guys. I really am. They're not the biggest tomatoes, but then again, I also could have been putting the wrong fertilizer on. Lesson learned there. Each of these a little drink again as we go by. I want to make sure I'm soaking them down enough that they're going to get water to them, get that moist soil on them. Flowers did okay this year. They didn't do. They did well. Let's put it this way: they did better than last year. But again, I think I need to start the flowers earlier if I'm going to, especially if I'm starting them from seeds, like the ones, some of the ones in that black pot were from seed. So I got straw everywhere. Good thing it's laundry day. All right, guys. So that's it. So see how those go. That'll be the second planting for this year. I don't think we're going to do anything more. If I do, I've got 2 little buckets at the end. We could try something in there. So if you see something else you want me to try, just put it in the comments. Let me know. Again, sorry I didn't have as many videos. I was hoping to do a full video somewhere, but we didn't really get to anywhere where there wasn't a ton of people around where I could do something. So, because I don't want to invade other people's privacy. So anyway, well, guys, I hope everybody has a great week. I hope everybody has the weekend coming up great, because I won't be putting another video out this week. Like I said, I wasn't feeling too well. I'm still not feeling 100%. So I'm just going to take the next 2 days and we're going to rest. I do have a couple appointments I have to take care of, but other than that, it'll be resting. So, guys, we're like, I think we're around 168, 167, somewhere around there. I really want to thank you guys that are new subscribers, especially for coming in. My old subscribers have been here. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for being here. Again, any tips, suggestions you guys have, or you want to see something, me to try and grow something, hopefully it's something I like. But yeah, let me know in the comments section. If you see I did something wrong, please, please, please put it in the comments section. Let me know so that I can try and correct it before it gets too far in. So again, thanks a lot, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Let's try and help me grow this community a little bit more. And make sure you guys are watching all the way through if you could. That we need to get those numbers up. We're getting closer to 500. So when we get that 500, then it's going to be like 3,000 watched hours. And we're right now about I think we're around 219, 220, somewhere around there. So we got a long ways to go for those. So I'll probably have another short up somewhere in this week. I think I've got one more short video to put up. So I'll put another short up this week. And if I see anything changing in the garden, I'll put a little short up, or maybe I'll do a really short video. But thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys. Sorry for the long video. Have a great day. Have a great week. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.